It's going hard today. It's downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on.
Downright fierce. Downright fierce. Downright fierce.
Hello and welcome to episode 89 of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's What the Fuck is WrestleMania podcast. My name is Josh Zenzio. With me is nobody because everybody's watching WrestleMania. God damn it. I'm like the only person who doesn't watch wrestling. I said the sentence weird. I was going to say doesn't watch WrestleMania, but anyways, it's a video game podcast, and you know what? There was too many interesting stories this week to just completely skip the episode altogether, so we're just going to go ahead with the episode, even though I fixed all the issues that we were facing last week. It's weird. It feels like I'm coming from a brand new studio, which I kind of am. It's the same room, but I rearranged the entire room, and now we're not going to have connection issues anymore. We're not going to have sound issues anymore. Everything's a lot easier for me to to do stuff. Mark says, oh man, this is going to be good. It is going to be good, Mark. It is going to be good. It's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be a short episode too. It's going to be short. I have 3 pages of notes. There's really not much happening in the video game world. Like there's not. So it's going to be a quick episode, but we're going to do it and then let you get back to your WrestleManias and your yeets. I think I'm using that one correctly, right? Yeets. Down with some yeets. Yeet. Carolina says, hi, Josh. Hey, Carolina. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't have anybody in my ear. So I prepared this entire episode to have a co-host, and it fell through. So I'm switching right now in my brain to just saying things and then hearing silence. And we're switched. Okay. So let's start with a little fierce news. And I'm not going to do the screaming because I'm still working on soundproofing this room. And now that I rearranged everything, it's just sound's not going to carry well. So just imagine, you know what? I'm going to pantomime. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pantomime screaming and fierce news. Here we go. Fierce news.
Oh my God. Oh, there's a kitty. Oh, there's a kitty. Oh my God, there's news. Oh my God, there's news. Kitty butthole.
If somebody just entered this episode and has never seen an episode before, that was the weirdest. Oh, thank you. Thank you for showing me your butthole. You're the best. All right, now I got a co-host. Now we're good. Okay, Fierce News is, of course, brought to you by MC Lars. Make sure you check out his Patreon at patreon.com/MCLars. So the first story absolutely blowing my mind. Like I would have absolutely taken a pizza bet against this. I would have bet all the pizzas in the world that this was not going to happen, and it actually is happening. First of all, I was already shocked when Nintendo announced that they were going to have VR support. The Switch didn't seem like a powerful enough console. It didn't make sense to actually implement VR into the Switch. But you know what? They did it, and then when I saw, oh, okay, it's a bunch of little experiences. It's more experiences than anything. It's not going to be anything like substantial. It's not going to be super hot. You're not going to play super hot on your Switch VR. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And just let it be. Well, now we're learning that Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild will both be getting free updates that will allow them to be played in VR. Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. Mario will be more of an experience. It's going to feature, quote, a bite-sized bonus experience that will allow players to head back to Cap Seaside and Luncheon Kingdoms with Mario and Cappy and 3 new mini missions. So, I guess that makes a little bit of sense. But here's the thing. Breath of the Wild, you could play the entire game in VR. The entire game in VR. How is that going to work? I don't understand how that's going to work. They barely got that to run smoothly. They got it to run, but they barely got it to run smoothly, just regular, just handheld. And, you know, here's the thing with VR. I don't know how many people realize this. With VR, the way they make it work is they run the exact same image. It's not like they you know, I don't even know how to explain how they don't do it. They take the exact, okay, so imagine you have a video game and you know, you're running that video game and it has all its specs and stuff. Imagine needing to run that video game on a second screen, but I don't know how to explain it. It's not just the same video. It's not, okay, so right now I have two screens going. I have my regular desktop and I have chat. So it's just two separate screens. That's one thing. Now, if I had a game playing, which I could do that, if I wanted to play a game on that screen, that's one thing. This would be like playing the same game on a different screen, having two instances of that game on two different screens. So my computer would need to run the game twice, because that's what they're doing for each eye. They have to run the entire game twice. And they struggled with running it once. Which is why also in a lot of VR experiences, you may notice the graphics are severely toned down. It's not that, you know, they're lazy or something. It's that they have to run the same game twice. I mean, I have a PS4 Pro, and the games, you know, when you're in VR, as good as some of them look, and they have some, you know, neat little tricks that they can do to help it run better, but they still kind of look like PS3 games. Some look like PS2 games. Because they need to run it twice. Mark says, Breath of the Wild VR, if I croak before I get to play that, I'm going to be so pissed. Rendering it twice, but more than that even. It is. I mean, like, it is more than just running two instances of the game. Like, it's synchronizing them. I mean, there's so many things that are happening in VR. You know, there's a reason why it took us this long to get it. It wasn't just the little goggles. It wasn't, you know, the little... you know, the things that they figured out. Like, it's complicated technology. And they're going to say that they're going to have you play Breath of the Wild in VR. In Switch. It's got to look like garbage. It's going to look so bad. I can't imagine. And, oh, no, actually, no, Mark, not necessarily. Mark says this will probably will only run on the new Switch. Not true. It is coming out, I didn't write down the date, April 25th, I think. April 25th, because I think the VR is coming out like the 14th, I want to say, and then the updates are coming out the 25th. So no, not necessarily on the new Switch. Although, I mean, you know, if the new Switch is more powerful, like we're kind of speculating, then... you know, maybe it'll look a little bit better. You know, that's something they could adjust the sliders to, but damn. Duo says, it is the Labo, though. Does it still work the same as PSVR, or does it work differently with the Labo? So that, no, actually, I would say no, because you still, even if they do some kind of weird trickery where it's kind of like 3D pictures, you know, you put on the glasses and your eyes are kind of like distorted enough to make it look 3D. Even if they did some kind of trickery like that, you still need head tracking, which, you know, having that kind of technology. I mean, you know, the Switch already does have a gyroscope in it. Like, it can tell, you know, which direction you're pointing and stuff, but I don't understand how this is going to work. I mean, apparently it does. Like, they're not just going to be like, hey, we tried. We thought it worked. No, I mean, they've been testing this. They know it works well enough to... I mean, they're not charging for it. They're charging for the VR unit, but they're not charging for the update. So then that's the thing. It's probably not going to be that fantastic. It's going to be like everything else, just a little experience. And you can kind of look around and you're like, oh, you know, like But... see, and then here's the other aspect too, is the fact that it's not even just changing where the camera's looking like you would normally in the game. You are another physical presence in that game. So now it has to register where your hands are, where your controller is, like in what direction you're facing. So, I mean, there's so many different problems with that. And also, how do you hold it to your face? Because there's no strap with the VR. I just realized that too. There's no strap with the VR. I think you have to hold it like so you have to play the game in your face? That's weird. Mark says, are we sure this isn't an April Fool's article? Oh, that's the thing. Oh, Mark. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 news stories that all seem like April Fool's jokes. I assure you all, no April Fool's here. I forgot my water over there. I'm really upset I forgot my water. I'm going to pretend like I'm still doing this episode and there isn't a momentary thing of silence. There's not. There's definitely not. I'm still talking for you audio listeners. I never left my chair. This is not April Fool's. It's a real thing. All right. So, next what the fuck news story. Snapchat is entering the gaming market. For you audio listeners, I made my eyes wide and I nodded like a crazy person. Snapchat is entering the gaming market. More specifically, the game streaming market. You know, the thing that Apple's doing, that Google's doing with Stadia? Snapchat. And one of the games is made by Zynga, and it's a battle royale game. Snapchat is releasing a battle royale game. Not April Fool's. Not an April Fool's joke. Swear to God. And it's already out too. So if you want to sign up, it's launched. This isn't a thing that's going to happen. This is a thing that has already happened a few days ago. There's Bitmoji Party. Oh, kitties. There's Bitmoji Party, Tiny Royale, Snake Squad, Cats, CATS, like C.A.T.S, Drift Race, Zombie Rescue Squad, and Alpha Bear Hustle. So if these all sound like freeware games, that's because they are. It's all, simple games, simple graphics. Like, it doesn't really look like anything impressive. And that's the thing. Like, this story is weird to say out loud that Snapchat is entering the game streaming, marketplace, because you don't have to download any of these games. You don't install any of the games. You play it directly through the app or through the service or whatever. I didn't look into it that far because I'm not going to play any of these. They're not that hard to run. You could probably make it run on your Amazon Echo if it had a screen, on your Amazon Show. It's not that impressive, but it's just what the fuck? Snapchat, why are you making games? Mark Andua says, I'm getting too old for this shit. And here's the thing, this is the future of gaming. I've been saying it for not years, maybe a year and a half, but it's finally happening. And I feel like a conspiracy theorist who's saying that aliens are coming. Aliens, have been probing us and doing all this for a long time. And then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, an alien spaceship comes out of the sky. And he's just looking around going, I told you, here they are. Look, there they are. I feel like that guy right now. Everybody's been saying, oh no, the internet infrastructure, you can't handle it. And, it's not going to happen. This is happening. And I think it's an exciting time. I mean, it's the same thing I'm amazed that everybody was so shocked with this, because it happened with music first, then it happened with movies, and now it's happening with games. Eventually, all the entertainment that we want to experience will be streamed to us. You don't have to worry about downloads or powerful, devices. Eventually, devices, are just going to be a thing of the past. Eventually, it's just going to be screens. Everything that we use will just be screens. I don't need a powerful computer. I just need a monitor. You don't need a freaking, Blu-ray player. You don't need game consoles. The game consoles are right on your TV. Yeah, it's happening. And Snapchat is leading the way. Mark Mayfield says the Alex Jones of gaming. Aliens are coming for your butts. All right. Let's move on. Again, this is going to be a short episode, but there's some interesting stuff. It's just interesting stuff. Again, not an April Fool's episode, not a joke. This is a dead kitty, though. I wish you could see her face. She's straight up like, it's so good. Prince Harry has called for a ban on Fortnite. God, I wish this was a freaking April Fool's episode, because these headlines are just fantastic. Prince Harry of England has called for a ban on Fortnite. While at YMCA in West London, yeah, still part of the story, part of the real story. While at YMCA in West London, he said, these sorts of games are addictive. And in regards to Fortnite, quote, the game shouldn't be allowed. It's created to addict. In addition, to keep you in front of a computer for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. So, at first I was upset, but the more I think about this, it actually kind of makes me happy, because, these people that, that talk about, video games, like video game violence and all the Fortnite dances, and they're ruining our youth and doing all this. The more they talk about it, like, the more they make it popular. The more you tell somebody to stop doing something, it makes them want to do it more. So yes, please tell us all how Fortnite, not, Minecraft or World of Warcraft or any of the other crafts, not any of those games, how they keep people in front of TVs for so long. Or how about, Netflix? Let's play a little game and see how many ways we can make these quotes fit, okay? While at YMCA in West London, Prince Harry has called for a ban on The Office, the TV show The Office. He said the show shouldn't be allowed. It's created to addict, in addition to keep you in front of a screen for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. Well, that's one. Let's see, what's another one? Okay. While at YMCA in West London, Prince Harry has called for a ban on all Marvel movies. Nope. Has called for a ban on Endgame. He said this movie shouldn't be allowed. It's created to addict, in addition to keep you in front of a movie theater screen for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. The 2 Chan says, just that game, not all games. Fortnite is extra bad, okay? Tuo says, it's an actual problem with children. Trust me, it's bad. Oh, no. Believe me, Duo. I know what you're talking about. Like, I get what you're saying about the effect of Fortnite and that it's become pop culture and the dances and stuff like that. However, to specifically ban one game, rather than call attention to the fact that these parents aren't regulating the kids' gaming experience. And I understand it's a lot easier to say than do, but when I was a kid, I was one of those kids that I would play Final Fantasy like 8. I started with 8. I missed 7. It sucked, but it's not 7 sucked. It sucked that I missed 7. And I would get so upset when I would lose, and I would just like thrash the controller, and I didn't get to play video games for the rest of the day. Anytime there was a behavioral, impact from video games, I would have my video games taken away from me. And my mom would, kick me outside. She'd like, go play outside, and force me to play outside. And I have a lot of really great memories playing outside, reading books in trees, because I was kicked off my video games. Now, sometimes I would go outside just because I wanted to go outside, but most of the time it was because, I did something that I shouldn't have done, and I got my video game privileges taken away. I was always allowed to play outside, but I wasn't always allowed to play video games. And, you know, there is definitely, I mean, and we've covered this story too, that there is a problem with children's reaction to Fortnite. Absolutely. You know? But when you hear about a kid suplexing his sister, and I'm sure everybody's heard that story, and like killing her, like snapping her neck, you don't ban wrestling. You don't, you know, say, hey kids, you can't watch wrestling. You educate. And you teach kids, you know, you say, you know, hey, you don't know how to do the dances and you're being made fun of every day? Well, in 10 years, nobody's going to care. And you may not understand that right now, but eventually you will. And, you know, to the kids, and then, you know, you get a report that your kids, you know, making fun of other kids for not knowing how to do the dance. You call your kid an idiot. I mean, you don't call it an idiot, but you like, you know, that's kind of a jerk thing to do. And in 10 years, nobody's going to care about this game. She says, no, we shouldn't ban it, but they shouldn't be encouraging children to spend money every week for skins for a free game. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I've just overheard somebody talking and saying, yeah, my kids, they just spent a bunch of money on my my iTunes account, and now I got all these, you know, charges and stuff. Garbage, you know, my garbage kids. You know, these parents who are lazy and just don't bother educating themselves that they can actually take their credit cards off of, you know, you need a credit card to create an iTunes account, but then you can disable that credit card and then they can't spend anything. But they don't take the time to actually educate themselves, and then they blame the children. That's mostly, you know, what I'm getting at is that the blame is being put in the wrong areas for the wrong things. Things that should be blamed on the children are being blamed on the parents. Things that are being blamed on Fortnite are being blamed on the children. And, you know, I agree. But to just outright say, hey, something is bad because of how people are consuming it, when it's not inherently bad. It's not, that game is not it's not created to addict. It's called a gameplay loop. It's created to keep you playing. Oh my God, I realize this is going to make it sound like it's addictive, but it's created to make it fun to continue to play. That's how it, I mean, that's like how most of these games are. There's a fun gameplay loop. And yes, it can be addictive, but it's not created to addict. I guess, you know, I don't know. I guess that's addictive. Mark says you can set parental controls too. I don't know. Like, but I still say it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous to, you know, this is a good topic. I want you guys, if you got an opinion on this, write into us, downrightfierce@hotmail.com. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Because again, I still say it's absolutely ridiculous to call for a ban on the game, and to chastise Fortnite, specifically Fortnite, for all this. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Write in. Moving on to more fuck news. Whoa, what the fuck news? There it is. What the fuck news? Not fuck news. What the fuck news? Iron Man VR is good? Yeah. So last week we reported about Sony's State of Play, that they were releasing an Iron Man VR game, and all I said about it was like, it looks like the same kind of garbage they did for Spider-Man Homecoming. It was, Spider-Man Homecoming VR was one of the worst VR things I've ever played. It was so terrible. The controls didn't work. It was just a cash grab. And I think it was free. So I guess it was a marketing grab. And that's all. I mean, they didn't even show gameplay of this. It was like they had a thing at the bottom. It was like, not actual gameplay. It just looked dumb. And it looked not interesting at all. And with the timing, it just looked like something for Endgame. But it turns out that recently some people got to play with got to have a hands-on experience with it, and it's good. The way you control Iron Man's flight is by mirroring the movement of his palms, like in the movies. So if you want to like shoot up, you put your hands and like not just like aim your hands down. You have to like put your hands like that. Like you have to put them flat, like Iron Man would. flat, and then they fly. That's pretty cool. And then there's like other things too. I don't know, but that's the one. I was listening to an interview with somebody who played it, and they were saying that at some points, like, they were not intentionally, but mirroring the movements of Iron Man in the movie. Like sticking the chest out and like, back out and like looking straight up and stuff. Like it makes you feel like Iron Man. In a similar way, they're saying to, how Arkham VR, I think it was the Batman game, made you feel like Batman. Like you actually just feel like Batman. You put on the cowl and you're like, oh my God, I'm Batman. And apparently it's very hard to master, but they say once you get the hang of it, you feel more like Iron Man than any other game has made you feel. We don't know too much more about it, but that's not something I ever thought I'd say, that this is going to be a good game. And yeah, that sounds really cool to me. Mark says, yes, sounds pretty great. I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. I want to at least try it. Hope they have at least a demo or something, like a little flight demo. That'd be fun. Or a timed demo. I don't know. It got me thinking what other cool games, like what other good superhero games would be. I'm not going to do one of those things like comment below what you think a good superhero game would be or anything like that. But write in, or comment or do whatever. What would be a good VR superhero game? And how would the controls need to be implemented in a way that would make you like feel like that superhero? Oh, I got one. Spider-Man. You have to shoot like your arm out and then you hit the trigger and then that shoots out the web and then you have to pull in like that. So then you have to do that and you could swing around like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. That's what they need to make. Spider-Man. It would also be incredibly nauseating. But let me know. Send us an email, downrightfierce@hotmail.com. I want to get some emails. All right, here's the last. Wait, was that the? Oh God, I just threw it. I don't know if that was it. Was that it? Was that it? Oh no, it's the other one. No, that was it. Okay, cool. All right, here's the last bit of what the fuck news. And it's an angry what the fuck. It's like what the fuck. It's that kind of what the fuck. Remedy was working on, and again, not April Fools. Remedy was working on Alan Wake 2, but, quote, it didn't pan out. According to Remedy's director of communications, Thomas Puha, the studio has no plans to develop a sequel in the near future either. He said, quote, we're just book solid for the next couple of years, really. That sucks. Alan Wake was one of those games that just like kind of, it was a one-time experience, really. I mean, I haven't played it again. I want to go back and play it, but I feel like it's one of those games that are just better experienced one time and then you just kind of sit with it. And if you haven't played Alan Wake, you absolutely need to get on it. I mean, every now and then they have sales and stuff. I got it when it was like $1. You got to check it out. Alan Wake. Oh, and now I'm looking at the comments. Mark Mayfield says Ant-Man. That would be amazing in VR. That would be freaking amazing. Okay, but Alan Wake. It's just, it's a fantastic experience. It's one of those things. I heard an interesting thought. It was when I was looking at the review for Subnautica, because I haven't played it in a while. I bought it when it was early access, which means I got access to it when it came out full version. And I wanted to see how far it's come since it's been basically released. And now it has a story and it has like all this really awesome stuff. And the reviewer said something interesting that made me think. I'm going to pose this question again to you guys, comment or email or whatever. He said, if I could erase a memory of a game, and I'm not quoting him, but if I can erase the memory of a game and go back and experience it again for the first time, I would do that with this game. Oh no, he said, I wish I could erase, that's what it was. I wish I could erase the memory of this game so that I can go back and experience it again for the first time. That's a really interesting way of looking at that. And I think Alan Wake is absolutely one of those games. Like, I wish I could just erase the memory of that, game and then go back and experience again for the first time. Breath of the Wild would be another one for me. I mean, yeah, but Alan Wake really sat with me. It's a fantastic game. Again, comment or send an email, downrightfierce@hotmail.com. Let me know what game you would erase the memory of and why. You know. Lauren Brown says Alan Wake was like David Lynch made Silent Hill. Absolutely. And I still need to finish oh my god. I'm not looking at chat because I want to remember this on my own. Oh my god, what's the David Lynch show? This is killing me. This is killing me right now. Falls. Nope. Oh my god. Oh, it's right there. What's the name of the show? I'm watching it and it's so weird. Oh god, why can't I? Oh, it's right there. Hold on. No. I'm not looking at chat. It's right there. Twin Peaks. Oh, you know when, like, you gotta sneeze and you're just like, and you just can't. And then all of a sudden you, achoo! Oh, fuck. Oh, that feels so good. I feel so much better. Jamie says, Mishka is my favorite co-host. Lauren says, Siamese Mountains. That would have gotten it. Mark says, I would erase World of Warcraft. I got so many great hours out of it. That's a fantastic answer. That is an amazing answer. I absolutely agree. World of Warcraft. I've talked about my experiences on there before, like wandering around the world before I knew like anything about it. Like, yeah, World of Warcraft. Absolutely. Oh, man, that's a great answer. Speaking of RPGs, the Elder Scrolls Blades Early Access is now available for everyone. They originally had closed early access, but now you can download it and try it out. But apparently my phone is too old to play it. I have a Pixel, and you have to have a Pixel 2 or higher. I guess I do not have phones. I don't know if that came across. I was making fun of the guy from Bethesda that said, you guys have phones, don't you? Or do you guys not have phones? And I'm like, I guess I do not have phones. You know, I feel like even if I had a co-host, there would be silence there. I feel. Duo says, I would erase Final Fantasy X, my first real RPG. Still one of my fave games. I played that one again recently. Still holds up. Absolutely still holds up. That was the first RPG, I don't want to go so far as to say ever, but at least for me, that had total voice like acting and stuff. That blew my mind. Like watching those cutscenes, like I would just like sit down the controller and like, it's like I'm watching a movie. Like just, man, Final Fantasy X was a fantastic game. And you know what? Now that I'm just thinking about it, I think I might just pull the trigger and do it. I've been playing with the idea. I have it. I bought it, Final Fantasy 13 for PC. And I know everybody wants to talk crap about that game. I liked it. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I like the story. I loved the gameplay mechanics. I don't care. I'll die on this hill. I don't give a fuck. Final Fantasy 13 is great. I've been playing with the idea of booting that up. I didn't want to sink 100 hours into a game, but yeah, I think it's time, right, Mishka? Yeah, clean that butthole. Blizzard, sorry, yeah, Mark, not Bethesda, Blizzard. Oh, well then that's the wrong. Bethesda made Elder Scrolls, and I got that confused with Blizzard. Okay, well, never mind about that joke. Never mind about that joke. Okay. What else do we got? Oh, okay. So, this one's super cool. We report a lot of leaks. You know, that's kind of what this show's about. Like, it's about, oh, you know, what might happen in the future, you know. This one I'm really, really hoping is real. This is something that I've been talking about for a while that it hasn't really been based on anything so far. It's just been mostly fan wishes. But now it actually kind of looks like it might be happening. Best Buy possibly accidentally leaked Persona 5, Metroid Prime Trilogy, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on its internal staff-only database to all coming out on Switch. Oh, it just, okay. All of it feels right. I mean, some more than others, but it feels right. So first, Persona 5. We knew that Atlas was working on P5R and P5S. P5R turns out to be the Royal, Persona 5 the Royal by Mishka, which was basically like Persona 4 Golden. It's just they added a new character, added some new levels, remixed it a little bit. You know, I reported on that and I said I'm still going to buy it. And then there's P5S, which we didn't know what that was, but the popular hypothesis is that it's Persona 5 Switch. I mean, it just... Persona 5 Royal is, you know, I mean, like, what else could it be? I mean, might be something else, I don't know, but Persona 5 Switch sounds right. Atlas promised more information on P5S that's going to come out on, or P5S, more information on P5S will be revealed on April 25th. Duo-chan says Persona 5 is actually happening. I assume you mean Persona 5S. There's a website. It's true. No. So there is definitely a Persona 5, P5S. There's a website. There's a listing. There's all that. We just don't know what P5S is. Now, I can't imagine what else. I mean, it could be a board game, I guess. It could be a card game. It could be... I mean, it's not the dancing ones because they already came out with that. I mean, it could be, you know, we'll find out. Lauren wants to know, any news on Shin Megami Tensei 5 for Switch? Was it? Oh, yeah, it was Tensei 5. They teased that last year, I want to say, at E3. No news yet, but I feel like that one wasn't expected to come out till 2020, at least. I want to say. It's been kind of quiet for that one, but I'm looking forward to that. I mean, any Shin Megami Tensei game, it's gonna be good. But for the immediate, I want Persona 5 on my Switch because that, I mean, that is the console for that game. That game is a grind fest. I mean, it is hundreds of goddamn hours of gameplay. That's just perfect for mobile. I want it. I've already beaten it like almost twice. I beat it 1.5 times, and I want to play it again. It's for the Switch. I'm like 80% sure. Trust me, Duo. I want to say that it's absolute. I want to say that it's absolute. It's not. It's basically like everybody's like, yeah, it's got to be. You know, I mean, P5S. It's totally, you know, likely that. But right now, without any confirmation from Atlas, it is just rumors. Now, the last two, there also aren't really any facts to support, although they make sense. So recently, Nintendo announced the delay of Metroid Prime 4. You know, they said that they're basically starting from scratch, you know, let go of the team and stuff. And, you know, it would make sense to re-release the original trilogy as a make-good, you know. Like, especially to garner a little bit more interest in 4, because now they need to make more money with 4. Because they just wasted a whole bunch of money. So how do you recoup that? Release an HD version. Not even an HD. You don't even have to make it HD. Just re-release, save as Switch. You know? Just put it out on the Switch. And I mean, I think you recoup money, and it's a good make-good, and that's what people want. People want Metroid Prime Trilogy on Switch. I have a confession to make. I've never played Metroid Prime. Any of the Metroid Primes. I completely missed out on that. So, I mean, I'm the market for it. I want to play 4, but I also kind of want to play the other ones so I can know what's happening in 4. So, we'll see, though. We'll see. Now, Zelda, in my opinion, is the least likely. It doesn't really make sense for Nintendo to release a remake or, you know, a remaster of Link to the Past so soon after Link's Awakening remaster. I mean, it just, you're kind of, you're cannibalizing your own sales. You know, like that's, you know, how do you even re-release that? I mean, like, do you know, do an HD thing? Do you just remaster it like you did with Link's Awakening? Like, it doesn't make sense. So maybe I don't know. Lawrence says legacy ports are a nightmare to develop. Godspeed. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are. It's just, yeah, I mean, but I'll tell you this. While they may be difficult, cost-wise, not so much. There are entire companies that specialize in this stuff, doing it cheap, doing it, you know, like, who's the people who did Wolfenstein? You know, they did the port on the Switch, and then, you know, they did a fantastic job. And these are small companies with small, you know, budgets and stuff. It's difficult, but it's cheap. So, yeah, we'll see. Then that's it. That's all for the news. I can't really see how long we've been going, but like I said, it's going to be a short episode. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been playing. I've been playing the hell out of Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. You guys, if you like Souls games, if you like any FromSoft games, you got to give this a shot. It is so good. It is my favorite one amongst all of them. And here's the thing. If you're worried about the whole, like, oh, it's a little bit too difficult thing, if you get it on PC, I recently discovered a mod that allows you to slow the game down and speed your character up. So I got stuck on this boss, and I was eventually, like I do with all all FromSoft games, eventually I hit a wall, and I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. I'm too frustrated. I've died 1,000 times, and I'm just done. And I've heard that, like, on every podcast, news, video game news outlet, every person who's playing it, you know, people have spent hours on one boss. And I don't have that kind of patience. I have pretty good patience, I feel. But I don't have that kind of patience. So I looked up online. I'm like, is there a mod where I can, you know, just like make it easier, just be invulnerable just for this boss? You know, and, you know, they don't have an invulnerability mod, but they have it to where you can slow down the game and then speed up your character, meaning your character moves at normal speed and everybody moves kind of slow. So I did that, and I was able to beat the boss, and I was happy. So if you're like me and you're like, I don't want to sink all this money into this game and then only play it for, you know, 5 hours before I get frustrated, here's the thing. I played it at least 20 or 30 before I got to that point. So at the very least, you get your money's worth. But if you want to beat the game and you get to the point where you're just like, I'm too frustrated, then there's the free mod out there for you if you get it on PC. Lawrence says, do you have a Twitch channel? Yeah, I haven't been doing too much streaming. I need to. But we at least stream this. We stream this. We're streaming right now on Twitch every Sunday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/DRF podcast. If we do some streaming, it will be on there. I've been playing with the idea of streaming because I've been sitting on oh God, I don't even want to say it out loud. I've been sitting on the Exorcist VR game for a while. I bought it specifically to stream. But man, I'll do it soon. Oh man, it's bad. I'm very bad at horror games. Movies do nothing to me now. But games, ooh, VR too. There's something about horror in VR that it gets you. I don't know a single person. like even Brandon's almost like immune to like horror things, and we even put him in a horror VR game, and it was the room or the thing, the kitchen demo, which wasn't that bad, but you know, he played Paranormal Activity in VR and he was screaming. So actually, speaking of which, I came up with it's a pretty easy to meet stretch goal. I announced last week that I was going to come up with a stretch goal. Here's the deal. For those of you who don't remember from last week or weren't watching or anything like that, at the Sony State of Play, they announced that Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to PSVR. And I figure if we hit three Patreon subscribers, that's it, at any level, doesn't matter. $2, $5, $10, whatever. If we hit 3 subscribers on Patreon, patreon.com/DownrightFierceGaming, I will buy that game, and I will record a Let's Play as well as stream it. It's going to be insanely embarrassing. If you want to see kind of what it's like, we actually have on our YouTube page, youtube.com/DownrightFierceGaming, in the bonus videos, there's the kitchen demo, actually, the thing that I just mentioned. It's 4 of us. It's me, Chris Stanton, Brandon, and my buddy Leo. I love how Chris is the only one I said his last name. It's the 4 of us, and both Chris and I are just freaking out, and Brandon and Leo just, you know, no reaction at all. But that's to a game that a lot of people say are just not that scary, and that's how I react to it. So 3's not that hard to get to. I'm hoping we can do it, you know, but we'll see if I can maybe play a little bit of The Exorcist too. Duo says horror games in VR are a big nope. It is. I mean, because here's the thing, and I've said this before, when you're in VR, it feels like you're in that world. Like, if we're in VR right now, and I had this in my face, you know, actually, even you at home, if you're, you know, if you feel like it, take your hand and just like put it in the peripheral of your eye, right? You can still kind of see it. Don't pay attention to it. You feel it there, right? You just kind of feel it. Now take that hand, move it a little bit back to where you can't even see it. You still feel it. Now, I mean, don't concentrate on where your hand is. Don't, you know, feel your hand, or, you know what I'm trying to say, like, the feelings in your face, like your nerves and stuff, you can kind of sense it almost, right? That's how VR is like. If you're looking at a wall and you're like, you know, you're right there in the face of the wall, and then you turn your head a little bit, you still kind of feel like the wall's right there. You know, your brain's telling you, like giving you a physical sensation that there's a wall right there, and I can feel it. And if I go like this, if I just tilt my head a little bit, I'm going to hit my head against that wall. That's what VR is like. So when some ghost demon creature is like right in your face, like just right there, it feels like it's right there. Again, movies, I can watch them all day. It's not even hard. I get a little bit of the jumps, you know, when they do the big loud noises and then something pops up on the screen. Sure, my heart jumps a little bit, but I don't go, ah. In VR, I scream. I actually scream. And I don't scream to be cool or to be like, oh, this is going to make a good video. I'm going to, oh my God, it did my face. Like, this is a true guttural terror scream. So, 3 Patreon subscribers, 3 new Patreon subscribers, and I will buy Five Nights at Freddy's when it comes out, and I will stream that, and I will record a Let's Play. You know, I'll make it look really cool and stuff. Jamie says that's the best VR description I've ever heard. Yeah, thank you. Oh, and Duo says it's yours. I think that's actually, maybe she's saying that to Duo Chance. She's saying it's your spidey senses tingling. You know, you might be joking, you might not be, but that's kind of what it is. It's like your instincts. It's your brain telling you, like, the danger. Josh says the kitchen. That the one I played at yours? Yeah. So Josh played it too. And again, no reaction. People, you know, I mean, some people get scared, like, you know, I did. And and some people just have zero reaction to it. So, yeah. If I reacted like that to something that people... Now, here's the thing. I've heard things about the Five Nights at Freddy's, VR game. And people who are seasoned in VR horror have been saying that it's horrifying, that it's too much, and that they scream. I mean, and it's cheap. It's because it's a giant, terrifying thing right in your face, and the noise is so loud after being so quiet for so long. Like, it's cheap. It's not even, but it's effective. It's completely effective. If somebody came up to you while you're sleeping and just goes, ah, just screams in your face, that's a cheap scare. But that'll get anybody. So, Josh says, if so, you're a wuss and you really shouldn't play The Forest in VR. Made me nope out after maybe 20 minutes. Oh my God. I didn't even know The Forest was in VR. That's horror on a completely different level. I don't know if I could handle that. Oh, God. Oh, and I am a wuss when it comes to VR. Again, movies, no. Damn. If you have that, I kind of want to try it, though. Just for a sec. Just for like 20 minutes. Oh. Alright, so I've been playing Sekiro, and a game that actually came out on PlayStation Plus recently that's a lot like Sekiro is The Surge. So I heard it was about average, and you know what? It is, like, it's a solid 7 game, but that is the most Souls-light game I've ever played. It's structured exactly like Dark Souls, but it's significantly easier, so far at least. And it's pretty fun. Like, the gameplay loop is you go around and you've got like this mech suit on, and you're going through like this technology factory or whatever, and if you want to upgrade like your arm, because you have different, like you would in an RPG, you have your head armor, your right arm, left arm, and stuff. If you want to upgrade your right arm, then you need to specifically cut off a bunch of enemies' right arm until you get enough parts to upgrade your right arm. And if you see somebody with a new weapon that you don't have, you cut off whatever hand they're holding that weapon with, and then you get that weapon. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool loop, and it has you playing the game, completely differently, and it's fun, and it's free. So, The Surge. If you have PlayStation Plus, you should get that one. Then the last game I tried was Jump Force. Here's the thing about Jump Force. Maybe playing with somebody else, that'd be a lot more fun, but playing against a computer, it's another one of those games, kind of like the Naruto games. Like, it's fun. Like, if Jump Force was out on the Switch, I'd probably play it a lot, but it's not. I got it on PC, and I'm probably going to return it because it's under 2 hours. It's not complex enough. Like, I don't like a complex fighting game. Like, I don't like Mortal Kombat because the combos. I don't like doing combos, but that's why I like Soul Calibur. It's kind of on the fly complexity. You could sit there and button mash, but if you understand the fundamentals, like you're doing high attack, low attack, mid attack, whatever, then you can kind of play around with different fighting styles. Jump Force is just X, 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 you just hit X, or you hit Y a bunch of times. And they do really cool stuff, like, just throw them up in the air and do that Dragon Ball Z thing, pew, pew, teleporting, and I'm going to knock you down, and then I'm going to Kamehameha all over your face. Like, they do stuff like that, and it looks really pretty. It's a very pretty game. But without playing against a human, and I don't like playing online, because those kids are way better than I am. It's okay. So as far as recommendation goes, I don't know if I could recommend that one. But if you want to get it on Steam and then just return it before 2 hours, maybe you might like it. Rent it at Redbox or something. Lawrence says, have you heard of Ashen? It's Dark Souls like open world game. It's weirdly good. I feel like hold on, I gotta look this up. I feel like I have heard of Ashen. I'm gonna look that up. Ashen. Let me see. I know I think... You know what? I think I have this on my list of games I want to play. It looks really... Yeah! Yeah! I have heard of that. It's on my list. It's on my list. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah, it's on my list. Although I after Sekiro, I might try to like... and The Surge, I might take a step back from Souls-like because... God damn, they are punishing, man. Like, I like how we're evolving that series. We're moving towards being less cheap and being more... It's almost like classic NES games, you know, classic SNES games and Genesis games. Back when, you know, the games were annoyingly difficult. Like, nobody ever picked up Mega Man and then just blasted through all those levels. No pun intended. Nobody ever just grabbed Mario and like, oh yeah, I beat it on the first run. Nobody. I don't care who, you know, you are. Nobody just destroyed that game. You know what happened? Everybody picked it up and then they got killed by the first Goomba and then they tried again. And then this time they jumped over him and then they jumped over him 1,000 times or like 100 times until they got killed by the same first one again. You learn those games. You learn the patterns and you learn how to like navigate it. And that's what these Souls are like. And we haven't really done that in a while before Souls. Before Souls kind of became popular. And I like how we're moving in this direction now. That it's not necessarily... I hate that we still have to call it Souls-like games. But I like that we're moving towards increasing the difficulty in a way that is respectful to the gamer, you know? Mark said, y'all playing these hard-ass games and I'm enjoying Lego Harry Potter. and that's the thing. Hey, you know, Mark, I'll tell you what. I'm playing this hard-ass game. You know what I was doing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey? I put it on easy. I put it on easy as hell and I was having a great time with that. I'll admit it. I don't care. Some games, I just throw it on easy and I just want to experience it for fun. I want to go in there and just destroy, you know? I want to freaking feel like a badass. Like, not even have to think about anything. Just improvise. Like, I'm going to fight 1,000 dudes. I'm not going to use strategy. Fuck strategy. I'm going to just, you know, play it by ear. I think everybody needs to do that every now and then. You know, with a new game, too. I'm not saying go back and play an old game in easy. Like, play a new game in easy. It's fun. I'm going to confess something right now. I played the entirety of Resident Evil 2 in easy. I mostly did those two games like that because I wanted to get through them quickly because my backlog is just way too long. You know, I played it in easy and it was a lot of fun. You know, the difference between easy and fucking hard is that you don't die that much. You don't have to worry about bullets that much. Doesn't that sound fun? I'm just saying, like, I get it. You can also get fun out of strategy and the fear of, oh no, I only have 5 bullets left and I want to make sure, you know, I save them or whatever. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I'm like, I'm going to shoot that zombie in the face 20 times. Pow, 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 come here, pow. Like, I didn't care. And I had a great time doing that. And if that's not fun to you, then put it on normal. But if that sounds like a good time, throw it on easy. Throw some ease on that. Mark says, there's no shame in easy mode. Hell yeah, dude. People want to shame easy mode. I like easy mode. Occasionally. It depends on the game. Like Sekiro, I would not put that on easy mode. Maybe for the bosses. I would for the bosses. But in general, I wouldn't... if it had an easy mode, I wouldn't do it. Because I feel like that game needs to be that difficult. It does. Lawrence says, Dark Souls lore, the creator of the game, I'm going to get this. Hidetaka Miyazaki didn't make his first game until he was 30 and didn't make a hit till 15 years later. Dark Souls isn't hard. It's Miyazaki normal. That's a committed ass dude. He made the other one too. He made what was the Souls one? Demon Souls, right? I think so. All right. And that's it, guys. That's all I have to say about all that. this isn't going away. Why isn't this paper flicking away? Flick away, paper. Flick away! Man, that was a good episode. I liked it. I mean, some fun news. I hope you had a good time. We do this every Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook.com/DownrightFierceGaming, YouTube.com/DownrightFierceGaming, Twitch.tv/DRFPodcast, and Mixer.com/DRFPodcast. All of our audio episodes released every Monday at random times, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, whatever. On iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher. If you want to support the If you want to support the podcast and watch a video of me playing Five Nights at Freddy's in VR, again, 3 Patreon subscribers, and I'll do it. I'll buy the game when it comes out, and I will make a Let's Play, and it'll be great. And you'll also be supporting the podcast, which could use a lot of support. We're building, and I already have the next purchase planned. All the money that we make goes right back into the podcast. The next purchase actually is going to be pretty cool. It's going to increase the quality a lot. I did a little bit of shopping around. We're almost there, like very, very close. Maybe a couple months from now. Really, really looking forward to it. You can do that at patreon.com/downrightfierce. Is it Downright Fierce or Downright Fierce Gaming? I don't ever know. God damn it. Mark knows. Mark is scribe. Patreon.com/DownrightFierce or Downright Fierce Gaming. It's one of those. If you see a picture of me, then you're at the right place. $2 a month. That's the lowest tier, and that gets you thanked at the end of the episode. I mean, as well as all the other tiers. But, if you're like, oh, I don't want to pay $100 a month for... Wait, hold on. It's not $100. It can be just $2. That gets you thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you very much, Mark Mayfield. We want to thank Tristan Haynes. Thank you very much, Tristan Haynes. We want to thank our executive producers, Brian Kizmetsky, Carolina Jarvis, and Andrew Kirkendall. Face kicker. Like we do at the end of every episode, we are going to leave you with a music video. This one is from the maker of our theme song. Mark says patreon.com/DownrightFierce. That's what it was. It's MC Lars. MC Lars made our theme song, and I've had this song stuck in my head all day, so I wanted to hear it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's actually one of my favorite MC Lars songs. So I hope you enjoy it, and we will see you next week. Good night. Bye.
We got EAP in the house tonight. Edgar Allan Poe, America's most romantic love poet. We're taking this back, way back, 1849 style. Hip hop? Nah, this is lit hop. It was many and many a year ago, when a kingdom by the sea, it's true, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabelle Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. But the angels got jealous, they took my queen. Now she's gone and I can barely sleep. But her mortality makes her high, all up in the malt shop, her favorite spot. I got so lost in her bright green eyes, so tell me why the love of my life had to die. So who's that? Rapping at my door, Annabelle Lee, R.I.P. like the Nor, nevermore. Should have known that death would take her out. Red lipstick kiss, and I'm lonely now. Tuberculosis, necrosis, I can't focus, and I hope this pain goes away. Cause all I see is her photo on the wall, smell the perfume on the sheets. We were so in love, even when she's gone. I'll be up in the graveyard singing her songs like Cemetery Woman, my cemetery girl, cemetery lady. I want you in my world. A child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love. See, I am my Annabelle Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. She was gone by dawn, should have known all along that we were never meant to be. Sadly, I gave her my heart, she gave me her flower, like Romeo and Juliet humping in the tower. Every single day, every single hour, Rumpy in the bedroom, Pumpy in the shower. So now I pack a shovel and I dig real deep. Take a crescent wrench, rip out all her teeth, put them in a box so she'll always be here with me. Let's see, probably need some therapy. The highborn kinsman stole her from me, chilling and killing my Annabelle Lee. That's death, I guess, there's nothing I can do. Like Ronnie and Sammy, our relationship is through. Now every single night, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, my wife and my bride. Now all I have left is poetry, memory, sorrow, and stress. For the moon never being Annabelle Lee. The stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can never dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we. They said we were kids, but I know what love is. We were happy and young and so free. And so every night I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride. That's where she will always be, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Downright fierce. 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 Downright fierce.
It's a downright fierce gaming podcast. Playing mad games and talking mad trash. Subtitle pinned and dropping facts about consoles, news, and industry stats. Every week, Josh and the crew go hard with the gaming passion. It's true. It's downright fierce and the place to be with a custom theme by Lars MC. It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 Fierce in this room, it's the bomb. 20 questions, you can't go wrong. Nailed down the console, Chris implores, but now I can't get the Genesis off the floor. Streaming every Sunday on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, so hit the switch. Got Scribe looking up those unknown facts. Helpful as heck, thanks a lot for that. Lost the bet, I need a pie. Pepperoni, it tastes so fly and it feels so good to play these games. Game Gear links and GBA, Turbo Graphics, Neo Geo, retro consoles, look so neato. Got 10 power strips for the Sega CD. To play Sewer Shark in the dark, that's me. It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 It's downright fierce, get your game on. 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 I play Smash Bros on my PS4, my Xbox 2. I play it more on my NES and Master System. Love Mario so much I almost kissed him. Town and city, Brandon said, but it's okay. What he meant instead is in this world, all is possible, like Super Smash Bros. Platform optional, Echo Fighters, here we go. A lot to address on the awesome show. Simon Belmont, the Splatoon crew, Sonic, Yoshi, and Pikachu. Friendship games and stories too. It's a magical world, come join the dudes. Passionate guys with a love for games. Got downright fierce going hard today. It's downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on. Downright fierce, get your game on. Downright